We are continuing. This will be the fifth segment session of the Annapurna Abundance YouTube documentation series. In this session, I want to introduce how to think about life. And there are so many ways that each culture, each philosophy, each economic system defines what life is, what individual is, what society is, what household is. I have gone through, I would say, too many books about it, too many articles about it. I met those philosophers, writers, authors. But I came up with one particular window to understand life, and as we are in the complete biospheric different kind of concentric circle idea, and this particular diagram is I want to thank my former student advisee, PhD student advisee, Mike April from University of Wisconsin, that he was the one who said, Professor Pramod, I think life is most represented by a turtle, how it swims into the ocean, into the water. Our life is, we think it is like a tree, like a standing and stable. It's not. It is actually on the move. So it is a verb. Life is a verb. Life is not a noun. And then I said, perfect. Okay, let's see. Bring your turtle. Turtle is the symbol of a moving life, a thriving life, as a liquid, as a air, more than solid and bone. Because if you think about bone, you think it is the hard part. No. Inside the bone is all liquid. We know that, right? That special kind of thing that is inside. That makes the bone the real strong. So I have now developed understanding that actually the core of the human body actually is the umbilicus, the hair. Look at where your umbilicus is, right where you were connected with your mother's womb, and then that was cut. Remember, during the birth time, there were a lot of your friends' mothers who said, okay, now the baby is out, let's cut it, and then you cried, right? Because your connection with the womb was severed, and then you are now in another womb, a larger biosphere. So that is what in our Hindu Buddhist system and Chinese system we call it Agni, the fire. That what takes from outside and then churns it, fires it, right? Boils it, digests it, and that's how your blood is formed, your life is circulated, your heart begins to pump, all that. So then what is there, right? That each body then, with this core, each body has its one, what we call in English, biome and biofield. That's almost, you could call it a prana, the life force. And that is what some people see aroma, right? That each person, sometimes, someday you are kind of low, but sometimes you are irradiating. And Gautam Buddha was always radiating those like concentric circle of yellow and red and all that. Then comes that we are in a household. That's where the atmospheric design is, right? We have a family, we have relatives, we have concentric circles in terms of who is the most near and who is a little further, but we are connected through the household. And there we can imagine and redesign ecological household, because it is made of ecological things like the rocks and the air and the mud and the cement or whatever you have. But it is also economic unit. We might have to rethink about a family economic unit in the time of crisis, where nuclear families might be not be possible to hold. So we might need a more like African village with huts, right? With nuclear family members coming next hut to each other. And this is also a socio-cultural household. So this is one way of bringing the method into madness. This is a form of inquiry, form of relating that we are part of the whole, but we are significant also as a small part. But that is not disconnected from the whole. You see, the whole, but whole is always more than the sum of the parts. You probably have heard. That makes sense, and that is holistic thinking, whole systems thinking. So then what we are finding is these households and these people with biome and biofield and this umbilicus core, we are in a bioregion rather than a district or a state. And bioregion, I will explain that in another session in a very, very detail with examples in Colombia, in US, in Nepal, in Himalayas, how we can imagine bioregion, which is not a state or a country, but where the river runs, where the mountain system is, where the valleys are. If we could imagine that way, we would be creating ecological integrities rather than divisions between this district and that district and other. Then the bioregions are in the biosphere. And that biosphere is in the galaxies, the solar system. And now people are thinking there might be infinite number of galaxies. Our solar system is one. And if we bring your camera here, if we look at life as this, as a swimming, living, thriving being, which is connected from the galaxies to the umbilicus, then we are talking some sense that why we have to think in the health of the whole system is needed in order for me to be healthy.